Vitamin Angels. It helps kids in poor countries get the nutrients, the micronutrients that they need to help their immune systems fight off infectious diseases. Let's explain what we're talking about. Howard Schiffer is the guy who worked in the, you worked in the vitamin industry, et cetera. Yes. And then you decided you want to just help the world. So you're the president of Vitamin Angels. You just said something to us, which is shocking.
Astonishing.
So
I was shocked the same way. Okay. When I first started Vitamin Angels, I went to the relief agency that wanted to work with me. We had gotten called during the Northridge earthquake, and they needed vitamins, and I found them vitamins. They were all excited, and I went there. I said, I know all these people who have vitamin companies. I'll put together an alliance, Vitamin Angel Alliance, and we can get vitamins to people. I said, but what's possible? And they said, well, if you can get us high-dose vitamin A, 2 capsules can prevent children from going blind, actually save children's lives. And
2 capsules, how often?
And I said to them, how often? I said, 2 a day? I said, I can't. I've been in the industry. I'd never heard that vitamin A. Guys, and they said, no, 2 a year. And I said, wait.
Well, yeah, wait, that's right.
I said, 2 a day, right? They said, no, 2 a year. And I went out and did the research, found out that it had been done by Dr. Alfred Summers at Johns Hopkins, taken around the world. It's actually one of the most effective public health interventions in the last 50 years. 2 a year.
Howard, hold up
to so tiny.
This is what we're talking about.
My mother is sort of a vitamin angel and a vitamin nut, and she always says when you're getting sick, take a high dose of vitamin A. One time, high dose, and you'll never get sick.
I want to help your immune system.
I want to get back to this. You're talking about kids where? In Africa? In where?
Well,
or in the U.S.?
It's in the U.S. Kids are undernourished in the U.S. Kids are, we have an obesity problem. We have a juvenile diabetes problem. Chronic malnutrition is a huge problem. In Central America, in the Caribbean, countries like Haiti. I was just there. I was in a hospital where I went up to the roof to look at the whole hospital, and there was a card table there, and these two, the hospital little pieces of sheets that they fold things up in.
Yeah, sure.
They had these 2 little bundles. I said, what are those? And they said, those are 2 babies that have died today. And I said, oh my goodness.
So let me get back to this. So 2 of these a year, which is hard to believe. You understand?
Vitamin A.
No.
For vitamin A. And this is the kind of thing that, you live in Southern California and you go over to GNC and you buy
You should see the vitamins we take on a daily basis, right? It's ridiculous.
So 2 of these can save the lives of little bitty kids.
Yes, and this year, Vitamin Angels is reaching 11,057,289 children. Next year, we're going to reach 20 million children. Just by getting the 2 vitamin A, not only will they prevent them from going blind, not only will it increase survival rates by 23%, but it will actually reduce illnesses by 70%.
There is a disease called...
You're a genius.
There's a disease called river blindness. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, that's different. That's a parasite.
That's different. What can be done for that? All these kids who live near the rivers...
That's called... our ex-president, Jimmy Carter, actually started focusing on that, and that's a parasite that's being addressed, and they're actually making phenomenal progress. That will probably be wiped out. The wonderful thing is, this is not something that we have to spend billions of dollars on or search for the cure. We know the solution.
It's like the mosquito nets.
Exactly. Right. In fact, mosquito nets, immunizations, and vitamin A, and actually vitamins, are one of the most cost-effective solutions for the biggest problems.
So what does it cost then to do something like, and you have other vitamins as well. You want those vitamins as well?
Well, yes. I mean, we work with prenatal vitamins. We work with children's multiples. In our own country, we have 50 major cities that Vitamin Angels is operating in. So low-income people can go to the Free Clinics of America and to the Feeding America food banks, and they can get free prenatal vitamins. They can get free children's multiples. We operate all over the world with the Vitamin A program. So these are 2 campaigns that run side by side.
Let me say something else here, because I checked out I really didn't know your organization, so I checked it out, and I went to, there's a charity scam blog that's a very good one to check out, and you guys grade it out right at the top. Not only do you grade out right at the top, if a charity organization spends 75% or 65% of the contributions on helping, that's pretty good. Your organization is on record at
95% for 15 years now, and when I started Vitamin Angels, I always thought that if I ended up being a thrift store on Main Street, I would have made a big mistake. I really wanted to be in the villages, working with the children, and that's what Vitamin Angels does. We work with wonderful organizations that are in the villages, in the inner cities, around this country, in poor areas, anywhere where there's poverty, there's going to be chronic malnutrition, and chronic malnutrition kills more children than AIDS, malaria, TB. It's the biggest problem.
So, Howard, somebody sent you $25 or $100.
That's 100 children.
Yeah.
Wow. That's 100. We have corporations that are working with us where they put a little container by their coffee machine, and when people get coffee, they drop it in there. Every one of those, 25 cents.
Let me just re-emphasize you. I give you $1. 95 cents goes to those kids.
That's correct.
He walked in, we thought he was Peter Bogdanovich, and he's an angel.
A vitamin angel.
All right, if you would like to find out more, vitaminangels.org. You can remember that, vitaminangels.org.